So we've got less than 2 minutes until the weekly candle close. This is a very important weekly candle close because we have just taken out a very significant point, this range low. So I wanted to hop on and watch this weekly close, and then afterwards I'll do some analysis. We'll have a new weekly market cipher update. And, I want to be clear, I don't think this weekly close is like the end all be all. Like, if we close below this range low, I don't think that guarantees a bearish outcome. And same for if we get SFP, if we close above this range low, I don't think that guarantees a bullish outcome, but it definitely will sway the probabilities one way or another. And as of right now, we are below the range low. We literally just dumped down there like less than 20 minutes ago. We were kind of hovering above it. And, if it closes where it's at right now, it's not going to be a very significant break, but the fact that, price pushed down right before the weekly close to close below the range low would be a bit of a telling sign. So, yeah, we got about 30 seconds. I'll just shut up and wait till this happens. All right, well, we have closed below the range. Very interesting to see. So at this point, I'll just go through and do some market cipher analysis. We just got a bit more data on the weekly time frame here. Looks like momentum has moved further below the zero line. We do see a bit of a turn to the upside here with the VWAP. That is probably a result of, the large buying wick that we got here. We did see some bullishness after taking out the range low. Doesn't necessarily mean that the VWAP is going to continue moving this way, but it's, at least something. And money flow is still just kind of going flat. We're not really seeing too much from the weekly money flow. Overall it still is generally bullish. It's very thick in the green, but we are definitely seeing momentum now cross down into the zero line. It is beginning to sink. The ship is beginning to sink. Can it save itself? Can we just get like a trigger wave here? Sure, I think that's still possible. But with us now closing outside of the range and with momentum now crossing the zero line, as of right now, that kind of makes me think that we are probably in for some more retracing. Let's take a look at how the daily updated, because we just opened a new daily candle as well. And, I was talking about the potential with bullish divs here. I said, there's a chance that we get a really funky looking momentum wave here if this white part kind of closes in on the gray part very quickly. That actually happened, at least as of right now. We do still have bull div potential as we took out the range low. Momentum is slightly higher, price put in a lower low, and, the VWAP definitely not looking encouraging. We're seeing an outward curvature, meaning it's curving outwards away from the zero line. And, there was an attempt here getting a green dot. You saw the white part get very close to the gray part there. But as the daily candle printed, we actually see that it is beginning to widen again as the VWAP took a little turn to the downside here. That can change very quickly, though, if we get some bullish price action here. Like if price starts reclaiming this range, we probably will see a green dot print here, but if it continues lower, then we may start to void the bullish divs that we have on the daily time frame. As of right now, money flow is also technically at a higher low. Don't know if it's going to stay that way. The 4-hour time frame, we saw a trigger wave print as price topped out locally here, running into some resistance. We ran into these anchored VWAPs. And now momentum and money flow are turning back to the downside. So, locally it seems like the 4 hours kind of pointing to the downside. Same pretty much goes for the 3, the 2, and the 1 hour is a bit ambiguous. We're seeing money flow turn to the downside. We are seeing momentum put in lower lows. But this kind of looks like it could bottom out at any point. This could end up being an anchor wave right here. Or it could just continue putting in lower lows and moving lower. It's hard to say. And my opinions on Bitcoin stay the same from what they were in my last video. I'm not really jumping into any significant trades here. I'm going to wait, I'm going to be patient, and I'll see how price develops. I have been trading this retracement here. I took a long or two, and I took a couple shorts, which all my trades ended up getting stopped out. It's unfortunate because if the short I took last night stayed open, that would have been a very juicy trade. I had a very tight stop. I traded a low time frame, and I just barely got wicked out before a significant dump. So that was a bit unfortunate. And quickly just recapping the significant areas I'm watching. So I talked about the support zones that I'm watching in my last video. If you want, a more in-depth explanation on these, watch my last video. But right now, my most immediate support is going to be this range. I kind of refined an area in there using volume. And basically, once we get below that, I'll worry about other supports. But, right now, this is the first thing I'm watching. And for resistances, we may have seen the value area of this range update. So let's go ahead and pull that over. Seems like Bybit's value area low is still in the same spot. And I want to check Binance's as well. We'll drag this over. And that is roughly in the same spot as well. And this point of control is coming in right around where Bybit's value area low is. So basically, I'd say this zone from this lower high right here to approximately the Binance value area low. So in between like 64K and 62K is going to be very significant resistance for me. If price ends up rebounding here, if we, end up just kind of getting a fake out close on the weekly time frame and then rebounding back in the range, which could happen, we have to consider that possibility. This is going to be my, really key resistance area. This is going to be like make or break. We could potentially come up and back test this again. I think, it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense to do that just to then continue lower, but it could happen, I suppose. But more importantly, I'm going to watch this area for my bullish line in the sand. If we can get above that point, then I'm going to be feeling a lot more bullish. I would consider a full-on rotation of the range at that point because we have taken out the range low. And by getting above that point, we would also be breaking some kind of market structure. We have, at least a bit of a downtrend here. We really only have like one solid retracement, but I would say this really is the most significant lower high right now. So I think this zone around this red box is very important. And the more immediate resistance is still going to be this anchored VWAPs, I think. We rejected off them, so that shows that they are being respected. And these are basically the anchored VWAPs from the significant points of this last push to the downside. This high up here was the rejection from the value area low. So I think the bullish strength from that point is going to be significant. If we can get above there, then there's a better chance that we at least try and test this area. And that's really it for the higher time frame stuff. As for the lower time frame stuff, I'm going to wait, probably until tomorrow morning before I start really considering trade ideas. I'll, do my TA tomorrow. We'll see what happens. Maybe we just end up ranging in this area for a while. So I'll see how things develop. I'm not rushing to plan out any trade setups right now. And I think that's about it. I wanted to keep this one short and sweet, like my trades. All right, that was pretty good for being improvised on the spot. You got to give that one to me. But yeah, that does it for this one. I'll probably make another update tomorrow if something significant happens in this local bit of price action. So we'll see with that. I will probably post another video soon, though. So thank you, everybody, for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like, subscribing, and leaving a comment. I appreciate the support, and I'll see you all in the next video.